Good night, everyone. We are getting ready for another Vendor Wednesday, my 5-part series that I speak with vendors that I work with. As event planners, you know that we work with different vendors, and this is a series where we discuss their specialty, and just give you some insight in events and wedding. And tonight we are going to be speaking to Mical Forsythe. So I'm just waiting on Mical to get on, and then we can start the live. So send me a request, Mical, and then we can get it started.
Testing.
Let me turn off the music
No.
and see if I can hear you.
Oh.
All right, I think I'm hearing you well.
All right, great.
How are you, Mical?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me on this evening.
All right. All right. So, and how COVID has been treating you in your neck of the woods?
Well, in light of what we're talking about this evening, um, I remember when COVID just came in as a thing. I had made a post on Facebook, on social media, and I was saying that COVID-19 really has affected the industry, affected those who work in the industry. I was thinking about persons like, for example, a stage show, a concert, persons who play in the band, you play the keyboard, you play the drum, and that's with all the shows affected, income has been drastically cut. Um, the MCs, we are now, fortunately, a lot of the events changed and became virtual events. So
Right.
yeah, something just like this, and I've MC'd a couple of events um, virtually. And so while COVID-19 has not infected me, it has affected me.
Okay. All right. Jump in. All right. So tonight, no, we are going to be covering some things about emceeing and wedding, because although we are still at a limbo in terms of limitation and stuff like that,
Yeah.
we like to keep the clients abreast of what is going on. So let me just kick it off and start. Introduce myself. My name is Latoya Duar, founder of Plan-tastik Professionals. We do events and wedding planning, and a part of my brand is empowerment. So I just welcome those who join. Hey, Princess T 26. And tonight I have Mical Forsythe. I want to tell Michael, I want to tell him how I met you.
Yeah, man.
But Mical Forsythe wears the hat of radio host, MC, and what else, Michael?
Well, I just love technology, so like I like to use technology to make my job a little bit easier and to have fun. So evening events that I've done for you, I've been the DJ at the event, playing the music, just general vibe master.
Right. So I'm gonna the first time I met Michael was in 2015, right, Michael? It's 2015 or 2016, thereabout, and we were hosting a customer service event. And I don't know if you know at the time that I did events, but I was really, in awe. Like I never met you. I think you probably were briefed of the event, but you came and you're like, oh, I'm Michael, I'm going to host, and you just take over. And I mean, the place was crowded. And even though it was crowded and I was working, I was still observing, and I'm like, yo, him just a move through the crowd, and the crowd does love him. So I like that. So that I met Michael at an event that was I planned for where I work, and it was customer appreciation, and I just like its flow from then. And most of my events that I've done so far, Michael has been the host. Right. So Michael, just get off and start and say who you are. Just tell him a little bit more about who Mical Forsythe is.
Okay, Mical Forsythe. So I still remember my roots. I am a country boy, a poor country boy from St. Thomas, often referred to as the Forgotten Parish. Funny enough, I couldn't wait to leave St. Thomas because I had big dreams and there are things I wanted to accomplish that I felt maybe I wouldn't be able to accomplish in St. Thomas. So I left St. Thomas not knowing yet how I would accomplish these things. But I was brought up in a God-fearing family, thanks to mom and dad, very principled individuals. And this has gone through in the things that I do, working along with those principles, with those values. Somebody who generally tries to be a gentleman in everything that I do. And it's I would say it's a good thing that I'm in this field, because with how I've been raised to make people happy, to do the right thing. And I'm in an industry where pleasing the audience is an important part of it. So yeah.
Right. Okay, great. So we have an idea of who Michael is. They sound pretty cool.
And even while you're at it, somebody just joined the chat. Somebody who through you, I emceed this wedding. So yeah. So looking
Yeah, we get into that, you know. We get into that one. But how did you get started, Michael? Did you just get up one day and say, "Oh, I want to be an MC and I'm going to do radio and I'm going to host events"? Was it always your dream to do this? Because I mean, it takes a lot to go in front of an audience and talk on a microphone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So was it always, you know, your dream to do this line of work?
All right. So I love to have fun. Like absolutely love to have fun. And I have found that over the years, anytime I go somewhere, it is almost like we end up becoming, I want to say Richard, my other brother, it's like we end up becoming the life of the party, so to speak.
Michael, I'm losing you. I'm losing your sound.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened.
All right. Better?
Mm.
Let me know if you're hearing me.
Well, you love technology. I hate technology. Are you hearing me?
I am hearing you.
I'm not hearing you.
Let me see what's up there.
Again, let me see.
All right, so I want to test right now. Are you hearing me?
I'm not hearing you. Oh God, what just happened?
I don't know, because I'm hearing you loud and clearly. Those in the chat, you hearing me? You're hearing Latoya? Let me know.
I am not hearing a thing. Oh my God. I'm hearing you both. Somebody said they're hearing me both.
Mm-hmm. What you have? Nardia Davis, hearing both of you. Andrew Forsythe,
All
hearing
right.
both.
Yeah, I'm hearing you now, Michael.
Good. So I was saying, you asked, how did I get into this business? So I'm a fun-loving person. It seems that there's an energy about me, because when I'm in situations, enter in situations, go with a group of friends or anything like that, it's almost like I become the life of the party, even unintentionally. If I go to stuff like camps or anything like that, my room becomes the room where persons come, let us go have some fun. If we go to a hotel, a bunch of us go to a hotel, my room is the room where everybody comes, and we either play games, table games or something. Even it means that they should carry their games and their food to my room. But and I noticed that growing up. Also, my dad, like when you're in church and they say, all right, we need somebody to pray. Elder Forsythe, come and pray. We need somebody to preach. Elder Forsythe, come and preach. We need somebody to, the MC that was supposed to do the rally. They aren't able to come. They were on their way, but the car broke down. Elder Forsythe, come and MC this thing. And I grew up seeing my father filling in those roles and handling these jobs. And I think I learned a lot from my dad. And I admired that. And I guess because of everything kind of just came together, and I realized, hey, this is something I would want to do. Yeah.
Right, because I mean, for me to even give a speech, I'm like, my knees are buckling and I feel some butterfly in my stomach, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. And for you to just get up. And as I said, people, I work with Michael and he's just a natural. I want to talk about how you switch between events, because I did an empowerment event with you. I do football events with you. It
Yes.
got postponed this year because of COVID, of course. And you did a wedding with me. And how do you prepare for these different events? I mean, you switch from either event and you're just good at it. What is the preparation behind in seeing these events?
All right. For me, it is knowing your audience. I mean, you won't know everybody who, especially when you're in a new situation, you won't know everybody who will be in that audience. But you have a general idea of the persons who come to, let's say, a football match. They are there to enjoy the match and to be able to laugh and have fun. Some of these persons go to work every day and they are coming to this event to enjoy themselves. At a church event, persons want to come to say, praise the Lord, hallelujah. They need some more kind of, you see, a focus more on the inspirational side of things. At a wedding, again, different weddings, different audience, they are very different. So I would say, just to sum it up, to prepare for events, you understand your audience. Let me zero in on weddings. One of the things I like to do for weddings is to know the couple. Unfortunately, not every wedding you're going to do, you can get to have a sit down with a couple before. But that's why it's great to have a wedding planner who they are intimately in talks and everything with the couple. They know exactly what the couple wants. So the wedding planner is able to answer a lot of the questions that as an MC I would have to get things prepared for that wedding. So how I prepare for things, I just have to know my crowd. Also, in learning to be an MC, I reached the point where I had to just stop being self-conscious. In other
Right.
words, go up on stage and just be the normal, I'm going to say fool, the normal fool that I am in I interact with my friends and we say silly things and we laugh. Right off the top of our heads. And it's the same thing when you're on stage. Again, this is why the values are important. So the things that you think about and you just say are things that can be said. But yeah, just be
Right.
on stage and according to what the audience is. And yeah.
So, because and let's talk about the you and because we work well together, Michael.
Yeah.
And I have to commend you on that because every planner needs, when they're having a host, you have to have a host that can work with you because we're looking at time, we're looking at the elements of
Yeah.
entertainment and all of that. So I must commend you on that because we work well together on any event and it's just clockwork. So do you have tips for other MCs that would want to come into the business and say, boy, this is not for me, but you know, they want to give it a try, or they've been dreaming about it forever since and they just don't have that push to go out and start? What are some of those tips you would give the upcoming MCs?
All right. So the first tip, and I kind of touch it, you have to know your audience. In this case, we're talking about a wedding. Know the couple. That's the first thing. Get to know the couple. Because, as I said, different weddings, it can be vastly different. If you have a wedding with persons who are kind of, I don't like, what's that word? Orthodox Christians. You, as a MC, need to go and kind of fill in with this role, because if you are the MC who goes and tries to just kind of let loose, they will not appreciate that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the ways you can get to know this couple, you're talking with them from before the wedding. Go to them church, see how they interact in church, see how their church members interact, because these are the persons who are coming to the event. You understand? So beforehand, see if you can get to interact with the couple in a different setting. Learn some of the things that they enjoy. And one of the things persons look for in a wedding MC is to keep the audience alive. Keep it
Alive.
a fun wedding, that sort of thing. And as a young MC at the time, I used to try to find some, can I say, ready-made jokes, because at a wedding you want your MC to be giving jokes and all of these things, making you laugh.
Right.
But I realized that the jokes that work the best aren't necessarily the ready-made jokes. It's after you know the couple and you realize, okay, so there was a time when this bride used to say, hey, I never want to get married. But here is she today. And you would have known that as an MC because you have interacted with the couple before. You have spoken to them. You have asked them questions. When you are doing this, you know you are trying to get some information, you know. And so interact with the couple and use real situations to be your punchlines. Set up a story, set up your punchline, and that's how you go. Instead of trying to make these ready-made jokes, and then when you deliver it, 3/4 of the audience already hear this because they have been to many weddings.
Yeah. And these generic jokes they keep repeating these generic jokes. But let us talk about the wedding that you did for me, which was my sister's wedding. And when the wedding was over and I was going down the step, person's like, yo, where you find him? You know, because they would have believed, Michael, that you knew, well, you knew me, but you didn't know the couple. But you tell us about that day, because they said they saw you writing in the ceremony, right? And after the ceremony and during the cocktail hour, you were still writing. What were you writing? Okay. Tell us more about that, because believe you me, the audience thought you knew the couple long before. They're like, oh my God, he did well.
So I was able to ask you as the planner certain questions that, since I wasn't able to meet with the couple before, right? But you, even from the end of your sister, you knew a lot of these things. So I could ask you some questions like, hey, when did they meet? When, you know, to get myself prepared. And normally, I don't assume that because I'm the MC, that means I'm invited to the ceremony. I don't assume. So I always ask the couple, always ask the planner if I can come to the ceremony. I want to come to the ceremony because, as I said, you noticed I was writing down some things. In this case, I wasn't able to meet with the couple. So I used some of the information I garnered from you. I think I did get a chance to talk with them on the phone, but it's really not the same that meeting with them in person. But at the ceremony, I decided to set up my jokes and my punchlines a lot from what was said at the ceremony, what the pastors, what the interactions, because my ears clean, me very fast, you know, and we are getting things set up, because being there, I was able to help with the setup, but I'm helping with the setup with a purpose. I'm listening to what persons are saying. I'm listening to the interactions that the best man having with the groom, you know, and all of these things. And some of the jokes, they were like, wait, I never know he heard that. You know?
Exactly. I mean, at one point, I thought when we came out, I came out to say something to the pastor. And I mean, I don't remember, you did a joke around that, because right now everybody is like, yo, what go on? Me come out, say something, the groom gone around the corner, and then everybody's like, yo, who is this guy? He is so observant. And they had fun. And then another highlight for me was when they were doing the garter search.
Yeah.
But I know you didn't know what was coming up before the garter.
That's right.
So, right, and I mean, you just played that so well. You're like, no, I know that I look for born again. Yes. You know, the flow was just great. And you know, people have to understand, when a couple is looking for an MC for a wedding, they're looking for that entertainment value as well. They don't want a boring wedding, and they want the guests to leave with this experience.
Yeah.
So with all of that though, we have given tips for how you get prepared and all of that, but is there specific things a couple should look for when they are seeking an MC?
Okay, all right. So I would say experience. And the good and bad thing about experience is once you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, you need experience to get experience. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I would recommend let me just talk to some persons out there who want to be an MC. Put yourself in other situations. Like as you said, emceeing at the football matches, emceeing at customer appreciation concerts. For me, I have done a lot of work at social events, where I have to work on audience, where I have to have persons enjoying themselves, and have to have a lot of persons engaged and laughing. So even though, so experience is good, but you need experience to get experience. So the MCs out there, get the experience, volunteer at all of these things. Even before you can be the MC, agree to go do a little opening remarks, a little opening toast, something, a welcome. And I found welcomes to be a very easy way to get this kind of experience. And for the couple now, when the various weddings I've been, and I talked to persons who were married, some married long before me even born, persons, yeah, persons out there who are, I could call them professional wedding goers, you know? What are some things that they look for in a reception? What are some things that make a reception good? And what are some things that make a reception bad? The number one answer that I hear a lot is an MC who talks a lot about himself. So, yeah, a lot of MCs go to wedding and they kind of use it like PR for them for a next wedding. But
Right.
I think you are there to serve. So couples look for somebody who is coming to serve you. The couple is my client. And since I'm emceeing the reception a lot of the times, and we have worked together before, I like to start my reception before the couple reach. Because I like to kind of build a kind of a repertoire with me and the audience. And a lot of the times, yes, you get to meet with the couple before.
Right, yes.
You get to meet with that audience before. When you just take up that,
right,
that is your first meeting with this audience. So I like to start my reception before the couple gets there. And in that time, my client is the audience. I need to start letting them have fun from before that couple gets there. When
yes, I remember that, yes.
just come and just sit down and reception start, and everybody already enjoy themselves, and they're like, hey, you need to get in on this enjoyment. So I use the audience to help me, to help them to enjoy themselves. And once the audience enjoy themselves, the couple enjoy themselves. It's just a good mix.
All right, so narrate down now what the couple's looking out for when they're in looking at MC. Experience.
Yeah, experience.
What else?
Somebody who can keep the crowd engaged and who can take charge of the audience. Because a lot of the times you realize weddings run late. Weddings run late a whole lot of times.
Can I tell you?
So you need somebody who is good at time management and understand weddings to the point where, hey, if something needs to be changed, something needs to be worked out, somebody who can think on their feet. And at the end of the day, you want to know that, like, for example, your photo session is running late. You need an MC who can start the ball rolling, because really and truly, you see, if the crowd don't enjoy themselves, it's going to be a sour day for the couple, and you want to have a good day. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, and another, in terms of couple seeking MC, I would put on that, Michael, like a sense of flexibility while hosting. So if they're at another wedding and they see, just observe how that MC works.
Yeah.
And have that, because I mean, even with working with you, I'll be coming to you multiple times, something has changed.
Yeah.
And probably you had something planned, and you have to be so flexible that you can still work without the audience even know that something was changed, or it was a part of this event and this is what we had to do. So we wrap up in you telling us, like, give us, like, from not necessarily a wedding, but a memorable experience you had hosting any event.
Mm-hmm.
Share that with us.
All right. So let me backtrack a little bit. My dad, as I said, I've seen dad MC at an event, at a wedding before. And I remember dad telling a joke that I was really young, so I didn't exactly understand the joke. And So, you know, it wasn't a naughty joke. But right now I realize with children being so young, some even at the wedding that I was at, because the wedding I worked with you, the couple, the husband, him look like he's a dancer and all of these things. So we had to fit in. So a lot of the jokes and the things that were told, yes, technically were naughty, but they were done in such a classy way. The children there wouldn't have a clue what's going on, you know?
Right.
So I was at a wedding once, and I like to sneak in jokes. I think the best jokes are the ones that almost like the couple did, the audience did not see coming. At weddings, you know, you're saying thanks to the parents of the bride, thanks to the parents of the groom, thanks to the audience, thanks to the wedding planner, and thanks to the bridal party at the table. But there are some persons here today who, without them, this event would absolutely not be possible. And then I said something like, you know, the kitchen staff or the persons who you sneak in jokes. And I remember the first time I did that joke, the response from the audience was absolutely mind blowing. And that was when I realized that, hey, these kind of ready-made jokes that you come with. Because that was like, I came with some ready-made jokes. And I'm like, no, these are not going to work. Use real experiences, you know? And when at the end of our wedding, that wedding in particular, the bride came to me. Now, the bride for that wedding, she is somebody who is very much, she's demanding, right? She is involved in every aspect. Yes, she have a wedding planner, you know, but she's also the wedding planner. She stressed out herself about everything. And when she came to me, she was saying it was a stressful day. Because, you know, weddings, you plan things and then something's going wrong, that sort of thing. It was a stressful day for her. And she was really worried about the reception because all of what was tearing down. But when she came saying she was able to come to the reception and sit back and enjoy her reception. And that really, that was a lot for me, you know, and it
That was
changed my perspective on what and who a MC should be. You're there to serve. You're not there to try to boost your ego. You're there to serve the couple, to serve the audience, and to give off yes. Yeah.
Right. And you know, another point that we left out, Michael, is that the MC also, if you're not the DJ for the wedding, you can also work well with the DJ, because that's another thing. Guys, I don't know, Michael is the best. And it's not because I know him, but he works well, and you didn't even know the DJ, and you guys work well. So
That's
I
right.
mean, when a couple is looking for an MC, they have to look for an MC that is well rounded, meaning that as you said, the audience that you didn't know, the couple that you didn't know, DJ that you didn't know, even the kitchen staff that you didn't know get big up. So this is what we need when a couple is looking for an MC, because sometimes for me, when I'm planning a wedding, couples tend to go for a family member saying, boy, they know me
Yeah.
best. But we want to let them know
A
also that
professional.
as MC that you don't know, like Mical Forsythe, will do his very best to make your wedding come out to be this spectacular, your reception, your event come out spectacular. And it's because of experience, as you said, and just how your work rapport is around other persons. So, Michael, I want to thank you for sharing with us tonight. But if for persons who don't know how to find you, let them know. Apart from if you're not planning the wedding with me and you just want to get in touch with Michael, because any wedding me do Michael did it. So,
Oh,
if I'm not the wedding planner, where can they find Mical Forsythe?
all right. So the easiest place right now is my Facebook page. That is like the easiest and the most certain way to get in touch with Michael. So www dot where is the thing? I'm trying to drop it in the chat. Facebook.com/Mical Forsythe. So that's my Facebook page. You will always get a response there, and yeah, from there, the way the Facebook page is set up, you can even book me just through the page, just go through the motions, and I'll be notified and we'll get in contact with you. But yeah, my Facebook page, Mical Forsythe, my name Mical Forsythe.
Right. So, and again, guys, my name is Latoya Dewar from Plan-tastik Professional. And again, once you plan a wedding with me and Michael is available. He will be the MC. Yes, he just tag his contact. The easiest way to find him is at Facebook. We are at Plan-tastik Professionals also on Facebook. Very easy to find. Usually when I do these live, there are persons who call and say they missed the live and they didn't remember. So it will be on my YouTube channel at Plan-tastik Professional, and the Plan-tastik is PLAN-tastic Professionals on YouTube, also on Facebook. But if you need to email us, it is at plantasticp@gmail.com. And yeah, and if you're here on Instagram, you already know my handle for Instagram. So again, guys, this has been Vendor Wednesday. It is a 5-part series, Michael, because I want to highlight the persons that I work with and let them know, the team that I work with, that we are professionals, as the name suggests, Plan-tastik Professionals. And right, so I really thank you for sharing with us tonight. And guys, him have a YouTube channel, you need to run over there and just subscribe. He's doing so well. And I think your next target should be 1,000, right? You are going for 700.
Yes.
You are going for 700, and so guys, we're gonna make him reach 1,000 after tonight, and just like and share his page. He's doing good stuff. And he can only get better, Michael. Super proud. I listen to you on the drive, even though I'm at work.
Yes.
So sometimes I can't interrupt, but he's on the drive also on NCView. And that's a pretty good show as well. So good MC. Nardell says sure. Guys, thank you again, Michael. Nice talking with you. Later.
All right. Blessings.
Blessings.